my wife has helped me to be who I am today. So I say to all the young men out there, if you're looking for a spouse, find somebody whom you can talk to. Find somebody who accepts you when you have nothing. I have been blessed to be married to the one woman for 36 years and counting. And Derek, there are seasons in my life that I didn't have 1 cedi or 1 pence in my pocket. But when you see me, you will never think that, because my wife knows where I am financially and she will support me. She will give me money when I need money. And when I need money, I am not too big in my 6'2" and 16 stones. And I still say to her, sweetheart, I need some money. She will give me money. When business is not doing what it's supposed to do, she's aware of it. But when I was much younger, I used to think, well, I'm supposed to be the man. So I shouldered a lot of these things. I won't tell her the financial challenges I was having. And she just kept saying, do you need help? And until I came to that full realization that until I can speak about the issues I was facing, I will not get the help. I was prepared to work with your vision. So if we don't talk about finance, intimacy, it becomes a problem. So the 3 reasons you gave us, communication, intimacy, and finance, if these 3 things are not spoken of in marriage, then the divorce is just waiting to happen. If he is comfortable and he's paying bills and mom is not complaining about it, there's peace at home. But when there's no money in the house, you tell me, the wife wants something she wants to look good, but there's no money. How long will she keep praying for you to step up? So it's one of the things that I encourage anyone going into marriage to have that conversation.
But why do you think most men don't speak about their financial situation?
Because of our orientation. In marriage, even when you do counseling, they tell you that the man is the provider. He is the protector.
It's a wrong statement?
It's a true statement. How can you provide if you don't know where your source is? And that's something we need to identify, that in your relationship, in your marriage, let me work with marriage. It makes it easier for me in my conversation. But if you are married and your wife is earning more money than you, that's a household income. You want your children to go to the best school. Your salary cannot pay their school fees. And you are killing yourself when the household income can take care of that plus more.
Well, you know what? Some women too want to keep their money.
Orientation.
What should we be doing to make sure we have the household income?
Number 1, I blame us as fathers.
Okay.
We spoil our daughters and we give them the impression that we are the source. Our mothers also reinforces it. Go and ask your dad for money. So when she's now grown up, when she's marrying you, Sigmund Freud, where he says that we end up marrying our parents, because the character, there are some behavioral traits of your parents that when you go looking for a husband or a wife, you would pick. Well, that's what you're familiar to. For a young lady, her first love is her dad. So she admires her dad. And for us guys, it's our mom. Go back in history. Look at your mom, look at your wife, and start comparing some of the things she does. And all of a sudden, you've married your mom. If dad has been the one who has been giving his daughters money all the time and not training her to understand that the money I'm giving you is not just coming from dad's pocket, it's coming from both mom and dad, the bank of mom and dad. We are giving you this money. That starts to put it in perspective. But when they go to marriage and they've had everything supplied by dad, what the young lady goes into marriage, she's told the man will pay the bills because she's seen her dad pay bills all her life. So you and I appear on the scene and we want to be tough. And what do? We want to impress her. So because you've seen a nice woman and you're going after her, you want to impress her. So you're taking her to all the fancy places. In the meantime, you haven't got money with you. You're borrowing money to impress a woman. Fundamental error. If the woman doesn't know that you're poor or you have a vision and she comes alongside with you, it is because of your vision. Know your financial state. Many young men are very quick to buy flashy cars, take their dates to flashy hotels and flashy restaurants. But in doing all of this, you give the impression that I am sufficient. Now, when you have a problem, how do you go back to the person whom you've shown sufficiency to and say, babe, I need money? So these are some of the things that affects the relationship. So I say to every guy out there, hey, maybe not on your first date, but if the relationship is going to move forward, start talking finance. Start talking building a house or acquiring assets. Start talking about it before you even say I do. Because in that process, if you can even set up joint accounts, a building project account, land purchasing account, and start putting money in there now, by the time you say I do, you've already got, boy, you can buy your land, you can build a house in a short space of time.
As a matter of fact, that's what we did. I tell you what, before that thing clicked, that this is the woman I want to marry, we went out for a date, pulled out my card to pay, she put out hers as well. And I said, it's clicked.
Yes, but our ego says the African way is I pay.
I still paid.
I pay.